Welcome to the show, it's just the facts. Where we break it down, don't hold 'em back. Don't get in your feelings, cause it's only the facts.
I know,
We got
and
all the tea on them
thanks.
relationships. We gon' break it down and shatter all the myths. Talk about mindset goals, growth, and money tips. We gon' break it down and keep it all legit. Heart, my body, soul. Ready, set, let's go. This is just the facts.
Welcome to the show. It's your boy Jay,
And I'm T.
and this is Just the Facts. Tonight we will be going over a few different things. Some things that's a little bit, we a little bit late covering it. I ain't gonna cap. I can't even hold you. So just to keep it a band, we're gonna talk about the Halle Berry and the Halle Bailey and the DDG situation. We're gonna react to the Lil Wayne ex-girlfriend Mother's Day drama, the statue in New York. We're gonna get into all that. We're gonna start with the statue thing. Let's start with the statue thing. I mean that's keeping it light. Let's warm up. Let's first warm up first. We ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta do too much. Let me pull that up real quick. Like, are you familiar with the statue?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Let's see here. The statue in New York. It's a African American woman. She's in Times Square. You see her right here. Look like a plus size lady, I would assume.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can compare it to who you think your auntie or maybe your mom might look like type, you know. It's getting a lot of mixed reviews. What's your opinion of it? What you think about it being here? How you feel about it?
I just don't understand it. Like, it's just weird. Like, I don't understand the purpose of it. Like, it's almost like they're trying to be funny. Like, it's, like you said, mocking. Like,
Do you like it? Do you appreciate it? Do you not like it? Do you think it needs to go?
I don't think there's a need for it. I think that's just taking up space. Like, what is the purpose of it? Like, what's the purpose of it? Like, if I could understand that, maybe my opinion would change. But it just, like, what is it there for?
I mean, you know, black people always say they don't have anything, so you got a statue in New York now. So
Oh, jeez.
you don't think it's like, you don't appreciate it like that. You're not thankful for you don't think the gesture cool.
No, not at all.
It's
If that's what they call, like, giving black people something, like, no.
it's an
You
anonymous
gotta be kidding me.
person. Well, I mean, my thoughts of it is, I like you. I don't really know what's the reason for it. Like, why did he decide to just put? I mean, why did you decide to put a black lady in Times Square? Like, what is it? What is it really what is it depicting? I guess it's depicting the average everyday black person who's getting honored with a statue. It's not any specific person that we would know, but it represents a person that we can be familiar with. So I can appreciate that aspect of it. However, when I think about a statue, I don't really think about the everyday person. I think about upper tier, a top tier person, like somebody that's known for greatness. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they made the Michael Jordan statue, that's because he was the greatest Chicago Bull player ever. You know what I'm saying? Like, when they made the Magic Johnson statue is because he's the greatest ever. When they put them stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, it's because they're top tier actors and whatnot, or celebrities or whatever. So I appreciate the gesture. However, I do believe that it should have been someone that would make you want to strive to be that. I want to be that. When you go to Times Square, because everybody goes to Times Square. Times Square is a popping place. New Year's Eve, ball dropping right there. So when you go there, you see this as a representation of a black person.
Yeah.
And that is the only thing I can say I do have an issue with, that I do say, ugh, that's tough.
You can basically see her areolas through the
Man, you tripping. No, that's crazy.
through the shirt.
Yeah, either way it goes. But yeah, I do. It's a lot of different things being said about it, though. This person said a great place for pigeons to land and release their own artwork. That's tough. It doesn't inspire deeper reflection. There's nothing inspirational or interesting about this statue. In fact, it inspires us to look away. That's degrading to women of color who have class, education, and dignity. I think this statue is enabling of laziness, adding unhealthy lifestyle. This is stereotype and not an attractive one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's that thing I hate, what they got this so inclusivity going on, where, you know, it's love your curves. It's okay to be a big gal, and I think it's not okay to be unhealthy. If you're obese, that's not healthy. If you have a surplus of body fat, that's not great. It's not good.
Yeah.
So that's why I say, like, I think that they should have somebody that people need to strive to be, not to be comfortable just being the average everyday lazy person that goes to work and come home and eat and go to sleep. No, bro, get yourself in shape, get fit. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. But either way it goes, yeah. So, I mean, some people liked it, obviously. You see people taking pictures beside it and stuff. I actually like it a lot. The facial expression invites the individual interpretation. I appreciate the heft of the body. I like the contemporary clothing. It seems that some people don't like it because it's a depiction of a modern woman, because it's a black woman, or just because it's a woman. It definitely feels powerful, but it's inelegant to me. There's no flow. It's very blocky and solid pose, and it's not about her weight. It's a good, there's modern statue and art that are relatable to the times we live in. Historical statues of wealthy, prominent figures like faced oppositions from common people in their own era as well. These new statues challenge traditional notions of monumentality and representation. I assume this is what it actually looks like, or what it did look like. I mean, obviously it's bronze, so it's probably gotten dirty over, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. I don't know, man. If you got a different view about it, if you feel something different, if you think something different, go ahead and drop that in the chat. I don't know. It's mixed feelings for me. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Have you heard about what happened to Lil Wayne's ex-girlfriend on Mother's Day?
No.
On Mother's Day, Lil Wayne said, surprise. Check it out.
Okay, so for everyone DMing me about my story I posted, yeah, this is actually a fact. Wayne literally kicked me and my daughter out on Mother's Day today, and I am just recovering from surgery. I am 5 weeks out from a full mommy makeover. I can't even lift boxes, but this man has his assistants and people coming to help kick us out today. Like, and broke up with me on Mother's Day through text.
And
like,
my birthday's next
well,
weekend.
and her birthday's next weekend, and I leave to New York this week for all the Sports Illustrated press. Like, When I tell you that I am absolutely unsure on how to even process my emotions, like, if y'all got lawyer recommendations, please send them, because, you know, so yeah, I know he has 2 girls being flown in today, and who knows how many plethora of girls he has. I've been nothing but supportive to this man, loved him till the end of the world. You literally flew me, uprooted me from New York City where I was living, and brought me here for this. Like, that's crazy, you guys. Like, these men really be taking advantage. And it's not just the emotional abuse. Like, this man has actually laid a hand on me. Like, nah. And I took it, you know what's crazy is they always say, like, we're so stupid for love, and I thought it was like a mistake. But, like, I know other women he's put his hands on. And today, it's okay. We're about to go back to the house that we live in together with my daughter, and we're gonna see what really goes down, because this is absolutely crazy and a new low even for him.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What's your views? What you think? How you feeling? How you living with it?
I'm trying to figure out why you kicked her out.
Why you kicked her out? I can think of a few reasons why you probably kicked her out. Just off of that video, for sure. She said that she wasn't able to move her boxes because she just got out of surgery, correct?
Mommy makeover.
Mommy makeover. So what did Lil Wayne do? What did he do? She said he got his assistants and stuff to help her move her stuff, so she didn't have to do that. That's a pretty cool thing to do, right?
I mean, I guess that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm kicking you out, but at least I'm gonna give you some. Hey, go ahead and get that stuff for her, man. Move that.
I mean, why you gotta kick her out on Mama's Day, though?
I mean, I don't know what they had going on, but I mean, she probably was. You see how her daughter chimed in and was standing there with that attitude, like
With the crop top on.
man, she was kind of sassy, huh? He probably was dealing with that too. Then she said she was supportive, but then she just outed him and talked about how he got other girls on the way. And she said she got hit by him, but she was like, she know that he was hitting other women. So she then got into a relationship with him knowing that he hit women. Talk to me about it. What you think about all that? Like, let's get into the nitty gritty of it. I mean, we don't.
Not a lot to tell. I mean, I don't know the root of it, so I can't really. There's not really much to talk about.
Do you think she would even have admitted if she was doing anything wrong? If she was doing something wrong?
Probably not. I mean, it's gonna take for him to probably talk.
Do you think she would have been a submissive type female?
She
Somebody
doesn't
that
seem like it.
So probably a dude like him with money, he probably told her he wanted her to do certain things and she wouldn't do certain things, and then she got the daughter that got the mouth too with the attitude too.
And it's not his kid.
And it's not his kid, and he dealing with that, and she already admitted that she knows he got a harem of women. He knows
He's not putting up with that. I can respect that, yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, you know what you get yourself into. You know what you got yourself into, and you still chose to be involved in it. And now you mad, and then you say these things, and now you're going to go back to his house. Why go back to his house? What are you about to accomplish by going back to his house?
Yeah.
She can't be a peaceful woman. She not giving off peaceful woman vibes. I can imagine it's probably a lot more to even outside the camera, because I can tell you right now, I've dealt with certain type of females that do stuff like that, where they put a video, they act this way on the video, and man, they the ones that's enticing them. That's behind the scenes, for real. Like, they the real ones that's like. This crazy. Let's check it out. Let's hear it.
Mother's Day today. and I am just recovering from surgery. I am 5 weeks out from a full mommy makeover. I can't even lift boxes, but this man has his assistants and people coming to help.
He had his assistants come and help me move my stuff. I want to know. Wait.
Story I posted. Yeah, this is actually a fact. Wayne literally kicked me and my daughter out on Mother's Day today, and I am just recovering from surgery. I am 5 weeks out from a full mommy makeover. I can't even lift boxes, but this man has his assistant
I wonder who paid for the mommy makeover too.
and people coming to help kick us out today. Like, and broke up with me on Mother's Day through text.
And
like,
my birthday's next
well, and
weekend.
her birthday's next weekend, and I leave to New York this week for all the Sports Illustrated press. Like, when I tell you that I am absolutely unsure on how to even process my emotions, like, if y'all got lawyer recommendations, please send them, because, you know, so yeah, I know he has 2 girls being flown in today, and who knows how many plethora of girls he has. I've been nothing but supportive to this man, loved him till the end of the world. You literally flew me, uprooted me from New York City where I was living, and brought me here for this. Like, that's crazy, you guys. Like, these men really be taking advantage. And it's not just the emotional abuse. Like, this man has actually laid a hand on me. Like, nah.
What's the lawyer gonna do? What's the lawyer for? What you think she's trying to
She about to sue him.
for what?
I guess we're putting her out. I don't know. Maybe putting her out.
Emotional abuse. What is emotional abuse? Let's talk about that. What is emotional abuse?
I don't really know the definition for it.
I'm wondering, because I've been wondering. Okay, so let's look up the definition of emotional abuse, and let's get into it. Let's give it to it like this. Let's do it this way. Emotional abuse involves a pattern of behavior aimed at controlling, manipulating, or degrading another person through verbal or non-physical actions. It can include insults, humiliations, and instilling fear to control the victim's behavior. So she basically said that he insults or humiliates her or makes her fearful through her emotions or through emotions.
I guess so. In so many ways, yeah.
Who's in control of the emotion? That's tough. I don't know why she got broke up with on Mother's Day. I don't know why she got kicked out on Mother's Day. I know they've been on and off for a little grip. And I know that at the end of the day, if you on the internet, or if you making Instagrams and you talking like this and you acting like that, you couldn't have been too that other side of you off that camera is probably, bruh, chill. And then you got your daughter the same way. Yeah, it's tough. That's I don't know if I can say he was right or wrong. I don't know what the hell really was going on between them two. But I can say she could at least just not have put this video up for real. Like, this was not a public thing for real. It did not have to be public. She could have. So when you doing messy stuff like that, I kind of be suspicious of you for real. You probably was a little put on for real. He probably had his reasons. But either way it goes, we about to go ahead and hop up into this next thing. And this next thing is kind of funny because it's interesting. This lady right here called Fump Truck is talking about Trump trying to propose a bill that will ban corn in the United States of America. and she has a very interesting take on it. We about to listen to it, and we're gonna dive into it. We're gonna see what we can pull out this.
Proposed that would ban corn in the United States, and this is dangerous for women. Now, bear with me because I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive. I think a lot of people believe that banning corn might actually be a good thing. It's doing a lot of detriment to young people and really warping their minds and their concepts of consent and normal, healthy sexuality. First of all, a lot of women are going to be out of work, and they are going to be the women who are some of the most vulnerable people in society. So we're not just talking about people who literally exchange sex acts for money, as you might be thinking. We're talking about strippers. We're talking about cam girls. Like so many other things this administration has done and continues to do, this is ultimately going to be about controlling women, because watch how quickly, if this passes, they're going to start changing the definition of what corn is. First, it's going to be, graphic sexual images of sexual acts taking place. And then it's going to be women being topless on any social media. And then it's going to turn into shirts that are see-through that women are wearing. And then it's going to turn into skirts that are too short. And do you see where I'm going with this? They don't want us to be able to exercise any sort of freedom when it comes to what parts of our bodies we show and to whom. So right now, maybe it's like, okay, well, they're trying to ban this thing that could be really harming the children. But eventually, your backless dress that you posted a picture of yourself wearing on Instagram is going to get you arrested. There is a bill being proposed that would ban corn in the United States.
What is your thoughts on that? How you feel about that so far, or what she said?
I didn't think about it like that.
Think about it like what?
Like how she said it, like how she put it, about how in depth it can go if the bill does pass. I personally don't think that the bill is gonna pass. But that's just my opinion. I mean,
I find it very interesting how I don't think, obviously, I can't say I believe that she's a sex worker. I would. These days, anything is possible, but I would assume she's not one. So my thing is, I'm interested in the fact that a woman that is not in the field is advocating for it to be a thing that is cool to do and cool to maintain and go to these depths and things. Like, that's wild to me, to be honest. I I don't agree with that take at all, to be honest. I definitely do think that there should be something done with that industry because it shouldn't be so easily accessible. Like, you shouldn't be able to have your teenage 13-year-old kid to create a profile based off of fake credentials to be able to just go watch whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do agree with that aspect of things. Obviously, people are going to be people. People going to do what they do. You can't really change everything, and you can't enforce everything on folks because, I mean, it's just, this is America, and America is set on certain standards and guidelines and rules and whatnot, what have you. But as far as her talking about it going into controlling women's control of your bodies and your rights is crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's the most craziest thing I've heard. So how does that how do you see that coming into effect? Like, how do you think
it's
that?
just like over time,
But how do the two even? How does that stuff even correlate? Given the fact that we know what that industry does to
Maybe not though. Maybe it
people.
doesn't have necessarily anything to do with that.
I mean, maybe we should listen to it again because obviously I'm missing something or something because I don't understand how it's possible. Actually, and after we do that, I'm gonna pull up the actual proposal and we're gonna break that down so we can get some actual factuals, because this is crazy.
And this is dangerous for women. Now, bear with me because I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive. I think a lot of people believe that banning porn might actually be a good thing. It's doing a lot of detriment to young people and really warping their minds and their concepts of consent and normal, healthy sexuality. First of all, a lot of women are going to be out of work, and they are going to be the women who are some of the most vulnerable people in society. So we're not just talking about people who literally exchange sex acts for money, as you might be thinking. We're talking about strippers. We're talking about cam girls. Like, so
So where do she get that? She's saying that a girl that's dancing on the pole is not able to make money anymore because of the ban of corn. How? How do those, how? Like, first and foremost, like selling, soliciting that is already illegal anyways, right? But that hasn't stopped the clubs from still operating, right? The clubs still operate, correct?
Well, it wouldn't if they banned corn, because it's like,
Well, hold up now, because we gonna break this down piece by piece. If you're not, if soliciting sex is illegal, right? Has that stopped strip clubs from being open and operating?
it's in a building.
It's still operating then, right? However, soliciting is illegal, right? And we know that those people do oftentimes do that, right?
Right, but I mean,
Okay. So all I'm saying is banning that, which is what we see on the internet, has nothing to do with dancing at a club, right? And dancing at a club technically has nothing to do with soliciting, because those two operate in two different aspects. You're not doing that in the club.
I see what you're saying.
You're getting kicked the hell out of the club if you're doing that.
Right. If that's in the bill.
She
no.
also spoke about those workers are also the most vulnerable of people. So don't you think that it would be more beneficial to turn them away from degrading themselves and trying to force them into the direction of getting help for themselves to be more productive citizens in society? Then don't you think also then that it will also create a more healthier environment? Because if you take it away, if, and again, like I say, if you don't have to necessarily take it completely away, you just make safeguards where it's impossible to do it if you're under a certain age. You cannot do it if you're under a certain age. It's so we have these things now where you have your facial recognition. You know what I'm saying? You have, so you can't make a fake ID and have make a fake facial recognition, right? So you have, obviously it will entail, for those sites, if you're using those sites, it would definitely entail the government being more active on, they're able to trace who's on this site based off of IP address, based off of certain little micro data points. Obviously, and that will then scare people away from it, even in that, right? It's still gonna be a thing that's gonna operate. You can't, like you said, you can't just get rid of the entire thing, but you force more people to stay away from it now. So now you create a better society where people are more willing to, you know what, I'm not about to sell my body to this industry. I got another avenue. I have a different path. I mean, it's not even as lucrative as it was before. We see the porn stars now coming out, even telling you the stories of don't go into it. But people not listening to that, obviously. But once you put these safeguards up, people will be more into it. People will be more like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. No, I can't. Let's listen to what's
Like so many other things this administration has done and continues to do, this is ultimately going to be about controlling women, because watch how quickly, if this passes, they're going to start changing the definition of what porn is. First, it's going to be, graphic sexual images of sexual acts taking place. And then it's going to be women being topless on any social media. And then it's going to turn into shirts that are see-through that women are wearing. And then it's going to turn into skirts that are too short. And do you see where I'm going with this? They don't want us to be able to exercise any sort of freedom when it comes to what parts of our bodies we show and to whom. So right now, maybe it's like, okay, well, they're trying to ban this thing that could be really harming the children, but eventually your backless dress that you posted a picture of yourself wearing on Instagram is going to get you arrested. There is a bill being proposed that would ban...
That woman is probably tripping. That's first, let's see what these comments say real quick. Where do I sign this bill? Then it says 120 replies. Big talk from someone who follows mostly thirst trap accounts. Going through my follow is crazy. It's about LGBT people too. Gotta mention that. Sponsored by Lucifer. Oh no, promiscuous women may need to get a real job, one that doesn't objectify their bodies, one that doesn't put them mental distress. Oh no, how awful. 100 women versus accountability, and the ones mad are the perverts. Pose, heels, dance classes, Badura, photography, movies, video games, books, music, women's clothing and behavior, and public online education content. I have no clue what this guy was talking about. Let's go ahead and look for that thing. What is it? Trump. Let's see what this is. Let's see what this is. I want to go somewhere reliable. It don't look like it's too many reliable. MSNBC. MSNBC might do a good job. Amid the 920 pages worth of consecutive ideas, Project 2025. There's a lot of hoopla. All right, but the Project 2025 proposal is even more sweeping than the one Trump endorsed in his first campaign, indicating that the anti-porn language may be covering for a broader crusade against this rights is worth reading in full. This manifested today in the omnipresent propagation of trans ideology and sexuality of children, for instance, is not a political Gordian, not inextricably, whatever that word is, inextricably, I butchered it, I know. I want to know what the word mean now. Explain this to me. Oh, you gonna do me like that? That's tough. That's tough. I haven't seen anything that gives me any idea of what this is about. A child welfare has. This is not talking about that at all. Proposed bill that could lead to a ban of all clamp down harder on the consumption of obscene content, subjecting amendment to the Supreme Court 1973. Essentially, the bill seeks to tackle obscene content at a federal level and make it easier to prosecute, which could lead to content being banned. what is in the United States is widely available to purchase, access online illegally. However, it becomes illegal when it is knowingly distributed to minors under 18. Cornell Law School explains it's also illegal if an individual in a piece of media doesn't give their consent for it to be shared, and if the media depicts a minor under age of 18. They propose the Interstate Obscenity Definition Act clarifies the definition of obscenity across all states and provides updated descriptions suited to modern content. A press release. The bill argues that current definition of obscenity is difficult to assess and prosecute, and current legal definition of obscenity was taken from the Supreme Court case in 73, subjective and vague, and difficult to apply uncertainty to any given material using a pre-internet standard for modern times. Serious challenge leads. It could be the first step. Well, I'm not seeing them doing anything too major. Obscenity within the Communication Act, who appeal. Yeah. Law enforcement will be empowered to identify and prevent obscenity from being transmitted across state lines, it argues. For the internet age, so content can be taken down and its predators prosecuted. I think this is kind of an attack on, because on Pornhub, you know, they found out that like over 90% of that stuff had underage people on it. And yeah. Yeah. It's not saying too much though, like. Oh, anyone sharing graphic content would be prosecuted. Remove obscene material from the internet. This has nothing to do with what you do at the club, what you do in the street. This is about getting it off the internet.
Oh no, she was saying what it could lead to.
The internet has nothing to do with people. It has nothing to do with people. Oh man, this is crazy. Yeah, that's wild. I can't get with that take on it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know what that woman is tripping. I don't see anything talking about I mean, I guess the people that's mad about this more so got to be some kind of like they got to be a porn addict or something. Like, bruh, it is what it is, bruh. Those folks need to do better. They got to do better anyway. It's all right. It is all right. Where was it? What was the next thing we was gonna talk on? Oh yeah, Halle Berry and DDG and the baby mama, baby daddy drama they got going on. Good Lord, have mercy. That boy Soulja Boy say he gonna beat up DDG for hitting a Little Mermaid, and them folks put a video of him jumping on top and hitting this girl while she was in her bed asleep. Bro, like, come on. Soulja Boy need to stop his shenanigans, man. That man tweaked out for real. But anyways, we're going to chop it into this real quick. And
some of the stuff that TMZ did not put up. Here we go, Chad. Here we go. It's a long-ass restraining order. She writes a whole bunch of stuff. She says she wrote a statement and a half. By the way, this ain't snitching. This is domestic violence, so we ain't even gonna try. This ain't snitching. I'm Halle Bailey. I got personal knowledge of all the facts I state below, and if I was to be called a witness, I could competently testify to put that nigga DDG in jail. That's what she says. Look, I'm reading it. I'm the petitioner, Halle Bailey. Declare I'm the petitioner. I have personal knowledge. I could competently testify to what the fuck I've written here. I submit this declaration in the request for a domestic violence restraining order. Daryl Dwayne Granberry, aka DDG. We're having a romantic relationship from 2022 to 2024. Our son Halo was born in 2023. Through our relationship and continue to date him, he's continued to become physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially. Ooh, you see? That's one thing they start throwing into the mix now, chat, that financial abuse shit. I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son from his ongoing abuse. He's a professional.
I'm telling you, that's why I don't.
What is financial abuse?
You withholding money from me. You're not providing me with money. You
Is she
taking
married to
money.
him?
No, they not married. They
So
was
how
never
can he
married.
file for financial abuse?
Because obviously he might have been taking care of her financially. That's why I say I don't be getting with all that emotionally and financially and this, that, abuse. If it wasn't physical abuse, I can't get with it. Because physical abuse is the only thing that really, like, I can see the evidence of that. The other stuff is like...
Verbal abuse is horrible.
I mean, yeah, I can hear that. So I can get with you on that. But the other stuff is not, I can't see that. How do I know that you was emotionally abused by this person? How do that person even know that they was emotionally abusing you? Your emotion could be, okay, for instance, example of that. You can tell me right now, you can say, hey, babe, I want to go get some cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. And I'm going to say, no, fuck Cheesecake Factory. I ain't about to go there. Now your feelings hurt, right? Well, that's me emotionally abusing you. You can claim that. How the fuck do I know your feelings hurt? I'm emotionally abusing you now? Like, what the? And that's the type of stuff that's like, man, I can't get with that emotional abuse stuff. But anyway, let's get it.
Professional YouTuber, Twitch blogger, and rapper. Whenever he wishes to cause upset, he starts badmouthing me to his millions of fans. He claims I'm withholding his son or I'm with other men. As a result, I've received threats and hate on social media. He tries to set up drama for his fans. He goes live, ranting about me, alleges I'm keeping Halo from him. This is false. I've requested a set schedule, which he refuses. I'm a public figure as well and subject to public scrutiny and hate. As recently as this morning, okay, all right, so let's figure out what happened on the 13th. Daryl was giving an interview in Miami on TikTok, talking about our relationship, flipping the script, claiming he's getting hated on by his fans. To be clear, I do not go on social media discussing our relationship or any of our issues related to our son. Only he does that. He's the one that creates his frenzy with his and his fan bases. And he's now going online to talk about it. As I said, chat, if they can't win the public narrative, they give you an allegation. She starts out this request for a restraining order, not by saying he's violent. She says he's winning the public sympathy war. He's going live talking about me. He's making me look bad. The thing is, with men, we suffer in silence. The woman says something about you, you're supposed to take it. She gets supposedly bad. And by the way, most of the stuff ain't even DDG. DDG got a great fan base. Shout out to all the DDG fans. They've been following him for years, some of them for decades. They're invested in DDG's life. They want DDG to be around this kid. They like DDG's kid. A lot of them they're doing it on their own recognizance. Halle, why DDG don't got his kid? DDG ain't sending them. But as soon as she's losing the public battle, she now goes to the courts and she gives an allegation. I don't go on social media discussing relationship or any issue, blah, blah. Only he does that. He's the only one that creates his frenzy. This is not child-centered. I've asked him to stop this behavior. He continues. He gets paid for hits, and this creates hits for him. Our relationship ended in 2024 because of Daryl's temper and lack of respect for me, okay? There's been numerous incidents of physical abuse even before Halo was born. So keep in mind, the incident, I want to make this very crystal clear, Chad. Remember I told you, if they can't win the PR public scrutiny battle, they make an allegation. The last straw for her was not him allegedly chipping her tooth, giving her bruises, doing A, B, C, and D. She claims he popped up to her house like a creepy stalker. None of that was the last straw. What's the last straw? He supposedly did an interview on TikTok that caused her hate. What did I tell y'all, chat? I'm not the oracle, but am I telling y'all the truth? The physical abuse wasn't the last straw. The loss of public support was the last straw. She says on the 13th he did an interview. And now she's going to go back from the interview and then going to detail things that you should say, oh, wow, this is 10 times worse. But look, since we broke up, we've had ongoing issues related to his last-minute demands to see Halo without any schedule. He will not commit to regular visits or schedule for regular visits. He demands Halo when it's convenient for Daryl only. I never know when I'll get Halo back. I keep telling you, she's the boss. I don't know when I'm going to get him back. You know what that means? I don't know when the babysitter is going to return him to the proper owner or where he will be. Based on my discussions with him and his mother, I'm aware that Daryl leaves Halo with his mother most of the visits, and his mother cares for Halo. I want Daryl's family to be close with Halo, but I believe Daryl should be present instead of leaving the kid with the family for days. Daryl called and said he was coming over to get the kid on January 18th. I let him in the house. I let him in the house and asked him to politely when he would bring Halo back. I repeatedly asked him to set a schedule. He didn't want to talk and refused to tell me when he would bring him back. The discussion continued as I walked with him outside. So it looked like she was trying to say, when are you bringing him back? The discussion continues. I walked with him outside and put Halo in the car seat. I was buckling the baby in the car seat and physically got into the car to adjust the car seat. I had left my front door open and not fully dressed, and I wasn't even wearing shoes. Daryl kept saying, "Get out of my car, bitch." Halo was crying. I repeatedly pleaded with him to stop calling me a bitch. I felt nervous that he was going to take Halo with him and was very agitated. I did not feel safe leaving a baby with him in this state. Once again, that's the father of your child. She constantly talks about this man like he was competent enough to nut inside of her, but he's definitely not competent enough to take care of his own child. Once again, this is the reason why you might, if this goes to men and women, you need to have kids with your wife. Because the baby mamas of this world look at you as a babysitter. I didn't feel comfortable with him taking my child. Well, it's not his child too? She doesn't see that way, you could tell. I also wanted to know when he would bring Halo back. He wouldn't tell me. This argument escalated. Next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestled, and tussled. One point, he was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face in the steering wheel, causing my teeth to be chipped. I then stopped fighting because I was in a lot of pain. I wanted to get out of the car with Halo, but now I was stuck. Daryl said since I would not leave the baby in the car, he would take me with them. He drove quickly towards his house. When we arrived at his house, I was crying. Told his family what happened. I begged his family who were there to help me figure out a schedule with him. They said, just leave Halo and go. I left hysterically. I had bruises on my arm, chipped tooth. She puts an exhibit. March 3rd. Daryl had Halo in his care. I was trying to pick up Halo at 3 p.m. that day. Instead at 12 p.m. while I was away from my home, Daryl came to my home, entered my home without permission or knowledge. He does not have a key to my home. I will bring a copy of the Ring camera footage that shows Daryl entering the side door of my home and going upstairs. After he entered my home, he went to my bedroom and sent me a picture of my empty bed. He sent me a threatening text. Now I know what you've been on. LOL. That's a threatening text? Okay. Which I understand to be accusing me of having sex with other men. This left me feeling unsafe and nervous that he would enter my home again when I was there. Halo and I was both sick with RSV at my home. Daryl stopped by to see Halo. I warned about her sickness. I made it clear I did not want Halo to leave my home because he was sick. When I told Daryl that, he became angry with me. He raised his voice and became verbally abusive, hurling bad names at me. He then saw that the Ring camera was recording. He unplugged the Ring camera, opened the side door, threw the Ring camera out of my home. I went outside to retrieve the Ring camera. He then locked me out of my house. I went around the back and came into the house through another entrance. I plugged the camera back in and called my family member for help. With her on the phone line, I asked Daryl to please leave. I told him he was being rude, and I was too sick to deal with him. He would not leave. When I realized that my family member was on the phone line, he began enraged. Around the same time, I noticed he also saw the Ring camera was back on, so he smashed the camera. I have this also recorded, and we'll bring the recorded to the hearing. Daryl then grabbed my phone, hung up on the call. At some point while he was distracted, I was able to get Halo from him. Daryl ran out of the house with my phone. I followed, begging him to give him my phone back. He got into the car, closed his car door while I was holding Halo. Daryl drove off, threw my phone out the window and said, "Go get it, bitch." As a result, I filed a police report. Attaching Exhibit 3, a true copy of the police report. By the way, you could tell. So this is a witness statement. You could tell she was helped. She was helped by somebody professional because it sounds like I'm reading a lawsuit. A true copy of the police card and incident report. When you see a true copy, like, that's lawyer talk, bro. That's paralegal lawyer talk. Like, that's not a distressed woman talk. Trust me. Okay? Remember, this is supposed to be her statement because it doesn't say it's prepared. It's a declaration of her. It doesn't say it's prepared by a lawyer. We could go down. Does it say it's prepared by a lawyer? We could go down. Nope. There's no lawyer there. So I'm telling you, she's being helped by someone. You just don't know who. Okay. This lack of scheduling Daryl random demands caused me great distress. I'm a singer and actress, and I often am on set and having to arrange schedule ahead of time. I must be able to work. People began threatening me, and this creates fear. I've attempted to work with Daryl to set up a schedule, but he refuses to talk to me and goes live to blast me to his fans. I was filming in New Jersey last month and arranged for his mother to come and take Halo for a visit with his father. And coordinated the trip, I learned that Daryl had purchased a one-way ticket for his mother to come to New Jersey and take Halo to him. He had demanded I pay the cost of the return ticket and would not book it. I had a lawyer get involved to protect our son and draft an agreement to ensure that our son would return to me. I was glad to facilitate the visit, but it created tremendous stress for me and disrupted my work while I was dealing with Daryl threats. This court should be aware that Daryl's mother and I discussed further visits after the visit last month, but Daryl chose not to see our son. This is not unusual. Daryl usually goes often weeks and months without contact, then demands to see him that very day. Daryl's mother and I discussed that I would be back in LA with Halo, return our communication. Then on May 5th, the night of the Met Gala, he started up online again. He went live on his Twitch voicing that he was unable to see his son, implying that I was keeping Halo from him. He then created a firestorm around freeing Halo from me, seeing various social media messages directed at me. His fans began accusing me of refusing to share Halo and being out partying with other men, given the fact that Daryl's mother and I had texted about the whereabouts a week prior. Daryl did not wish to see Halo after last visit. The timing of his Twitch post and Okay, this is an elaborate thing. Wow.
Long as hell.
Every time this happens, I feel scared and anxious and worried for Halo's safety as well as my own. I notice a pattern of Daryl doing this, and when I have events related to my career, I am trying to work hard to provide for his son. Likewise, the weekend of Mother's Day, I left used to be further his fan base and online presence.
All right, let's see the pictures.
Here's some of the exhibits. She shows off bruises from January. Bruises, January. Chipped tooth, January. Exhibit 2, him showing up in March. Me and Halo at the front door. Can you answer? If you're not home, just say that. I guess he gets in the house somehow. Now I know what you've been on. You can pick up Halo from George. I have to go to work. She takes a picture of the LA police who she called during one of those like back and forths when supposedly he took her phone and smashed her Ring camera. There's a case number, and then she's going to show the police report, I imagine. Here's the travel agreement. I agree. Oh, my God. Oh, this is the agreement before when they were in New Jersey. Okay. She signed it. She wanted DDG to sign it and also DDG's mom to sign it. Here is a message with her and DDG's mom. It says, I'm back at the end of the month. This is end of January. He messages you too. DDG's mom says, yay, that's not too long. Then she says, hi, just want to keep you in the loop. We'll be back on the 11th now. I haven't heard from Moo getting Halo later this week, as we lightly talked before. If you will be in town, would you like to get him on the 27th and return him on the 4th? Otherwise, I could keep him until we're back, but just wanted to let you know we'll be back on the 11th. He said, okay, I will double check with him and let you know. Hi, I forgot to text you. He said that he will wait until you get back to him. And then the mom texts again. Hey, just thinking about y'all. Exhibit 6. This is a random fan. Free Halo, bitch. Bunch of tweets. She's claiming these are DDG fans, okay? Yeah, you can let DDG see son tonight while you're out partying, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know how she's going to prove that DDG sent these people. One day Halo will understand the damage she has done to childhood. Okay, She just got a bunch of fan stuff in there. This other person seeming like a fan. Another exhibit. Look like this is DDG texting her. He says, this is foul. This is about the Brent Fires nigga. So you hurt my feelings when you think you hurt my feelings when you just ruin your own image. Terrible look. Enjoy your vacation. Happy Mother's Day. But just have the same energy when it's my turn to have him. I'm on the same shit. Then the 8th, she texts him, Daryl, you're not tired of harassing me. We read this already. And that's the end of the declaration right there. So remember, a request for domestic violence gets filed in family court. After it's filed in family court, here's some of the exhibits. She shows off.
What's your thoughts on this stuff, man?
It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot, right?
It's just a lot. I don't know, like I don't know. I feel like instead of just doing all that, she should have just like took it to court to try to arrange, the visitation, because that's what it seemed like she was really advocating for, anyways, because he wasn't seeing his son or whatever. So, and if it didn't work out, then I mean, the court could deal with it, and they'll figure out if they'll allow him to, see his son. I know it, because all the other stuff is just.
It sounded to me like two bitter people,
Mm-hmm.
two hurt people that can't come to a difference. Come to an agreement, and they're using the kid as a pawn.
Yeah, they're both doing that. Yeah, at this point, yeah.
This is a classic situation of baby mama drama, though, which is typically what's going on. And I do feel like at the end of the day, DDG is gonna get the runt, but like he gonna get the bad end of the stick. Obviously, like people gonna look at him like blase, blase, blah. But this is what happens in everyday situations where a lot of times it's just like it's both ways, bro. It's a two. This happening both ways. But she's
Not
making
bad.
herself look like a victim bad right now. And granted, there's things going on because I do see the bruise on her arm. That chipped tooth thing and that text message thing got me thrilled though. Like
Bruises.
all right,
From
I see the
January.
bruises for sure.
Bruises. January.
But
Chip.
right here, you talking about he took your head and slammed your face into the steering wheel and chipped your tooth. Like that's crazy. That's crazy word. That's crazy word. Was there no police report filed that day?
I don't know.
Like, 'cause I see the chip. Granted, I mean, it's a small chip, but I see the chip. I don't know. I don't know. That's on the steering wheel. That's tough. That's hard.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I ain't gonna fake it. Look like she just bit down on the fork too hard for real.
Oh, God.
But I ain't saying it ain't happened. I ain't saying that because like it's like she presenting it as evidence, so it's there. Can't be blind to the fact. But that's crazy.
Chipped tooth. January. Exhibit 2.
But this is what got me tripping because she said he threatened her. He threatened her. He said, "Me and Halo at the front door. Can you answer? If you're not home, just say that." Then he said,
Him showing up in March. Me and Halo at the front door. Can you answer? If you're not home, just say that. I guess he gets in the house somehow. Now I know what you've been on. You can pick up Halo from George.
But she said she had a video, though.
Yeah, that's about them fighting in the kitchen and him breaking the Ring camera. But this, she said, is where she was like, yeah, he broke into my house and took a picture and threatened me. Where's the threaten at? None of that message, none of that transcribe was nothing threatening. So
Right.
it's like that's why I say like it's more to it because she's making him seem to be like just this deviant,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Like I'm pretty sure he didn't just break in. You probably had like an assistant or a maid or something like that knows who he is type thing, and she seen that you got Halo and was. Maybe I don't know. I just can't fathom the fact that the man just broke into your house though. Like I can't imagine him just I'm gonna just break into her house. Like what? What is they doing? If he broke into her house, then like
If he's abusive, then, I mean, it aligns. I mean, I don't know.
that's just crazy work though. Why is he breaking into your house? Well, either way it goes, my argument is these text messages. There's nothing threatening about the text messages. So it's
I agree with that.
George, I have to go to work.
but she got everything documented. She documented everything. But I just want to know, did she go to court? I mean, did she did she file a report when he smashed her face into the steering wheel and chipped her tooth? Or did she just take the picture and let it ride and not say anything until now?
Right. And that's just not gonna work.
Because that just sounds crazy and it doesn't make sense. Like, y'all aren't even together. Why not just go ahead and handle your business if that's what it is? I don't know. That's I found that to just kind of be weird. But either way it goes, with that being said, it's 2 o'clock. I think we about to wrap it up. Unless you want to go into this Myron thing. But that can be for the next episode.
Yeah, because that looks crazy.
All right. Well, it's been real. I'm Jay.
And I'm T.
This has been Just the Facts, and we out.